Hello, welcome to Animal Audit Corner. Today, I'm in the kitchen for you guys today. Of course, you all know we are given a crash course in getting former members of cults, especially Scientology, into the kitchen and cooking. And if you're in Scientology, you will know to go to the Aftermath Foundation, which is named after my grender, the MJR Aftermath Foundation, and the SPTV Foundation to get your aid, to put a roof over your head and to get clothes on your back, all your good necessities. But you need one survival technique that you need: cooking. Of course, we all know we gotta eat sometimes. So today we are gonna make rice. Of course, it's the Armenian version, and you would also known as rice pilaf. So here we go. Okay. Now, first, you turn on your heat. We're going to use the inside coral, wherever, inside heat to actually heat up this pot. So we're going to put it on 4.5 or 4, because you would know this, like I mentioned, the stove cooks fast. So we're going to put it on 4. All right. Gonna let it heat up. Just like that, it's heating up really fast. All right. And we all know this is the summer. And oh boy, we're going to be sweating if we're in the kitchen, of course. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. We're going to put in 1 tablespoon of vegetarian plant-based butter. It's not made from cow's butter. Of course, some people would be vegetarian, some people would be vegan. Me, I'm trying to be vegan, but you know what? I have to find a shop that doesn't charge so much. And you know how some companies love the price gouge. Okay. Or no, let's put in 2 tablespoons. All right. All righty. All right, here we go. Oh, I just don't want to sweat up. Okay, and then we're going to add the 2nd tablespoon. All righty, there we go. We got that in there. And now, we'll wait till it melts. We're going to put the butter away. I'll leave this out just in case. Okay, there it goes. All right. Well, that is Milton. I'm going to tell you that the other day when I mentioned Aaron Smith Levin's false arrest with the Clearwater police, of course, they arrested him over chalk and they thought it was called assault. No, no possible way. Because apparently the Sea Org member came out in a stretcher wearing a mask. He said he couldn't breathe because of the chalk. And according to Farrell Sherrill, he was wearing the mask. And I'm thinking, that would be ridiculous. I mean, if the guy was trying to breathe, why wouldn't he be wearing the mask? And of course, you know, they hauled him off to jail, which wasn't right. Now, those police officers are in the back of Scientology's pockets. That's the only explanation. They are showing favoritism, which is, in a word, not right. Those police officers should be ashamed of themselves. The only people that should be arrested is the members of OSA, that Sea Org member, and David Miscavige, and maybe even Tom Cruise, since he's keeping slave labor just like David Miscavige is. And this has gotten so ridiculous. Okay. All right. The butter is completely melted. We're going to add in one of this. This is a gluten-free spaghetti brown rice. Okay. So we're going to take it. Ooh. Okay. And then we're going to break it piece by piece. Yeah, that was an awful thing to those police officers. That's falsifying our arrest. Now, I bet you Aaron's going to get the best lawyer there is. And of course, you know, Thornton and Andrew also took on the Mormon church in the past. Did they win? You know what? I would probably think so. They're in New York City, and apparently they are ready to take on Scientology. So, yeah, give your support to Aaron. And like I said, email the Clearwater police overflowing their email. So they wouldn't get a chance to even, do that. And of course, they're going to be so overwhelmed, they're going to have to take action. So, and it is just unbelievable how they infiltrated the government. And they don't even pay taxes. How about that? So, do that, overflow their email address, their inbox, so much, demanding they drop all charges against Aaron and start investigating Scientology and bring them to the arrest of David Miscavige and OSA. And that one Sea Org member who claimed he couldn't breathe. Now, if that was the case, why would he wear a mask? Okay. All right, here we go. And I also brought the issue of Phil Anderson and Megan Anderson, as you know, as Laura and Fem had a bit of a snag with her dad when Scientology had him do a hate video. So, now, go onto their site and give them a thumbs down, telling them what they're doing is wrong. And leave a comment saying, let Phil and the rest of the Scientologists go. Keep giving them a thumbs down. Don't give them the thumbs up. Give them the thumbs down to show your support for Laura and her dad. And then go to her site, give her all the love and support, and tell her that you went on the hate site giving them a thumbs down. And I can tell you they are subtle. I can give them that. They're a little bit subtle when it comes to that hate video. How? I don't know. So, all right. So all you got to do is saute the noodles. All right. All right. This is looking wonderful. Now, oh, how do you like that? I could have made, oh, well. You know what? For brunch, I'll make pasta salad tomorrow. How do you like that? Because I am running out of things to cook. But tomorrow I'm going to make brunch. As you know, for the early morning, we make brunch. Of course, I'm running out of breakfast food, so we're going to make, let's see, what else? Yeah, we're going to boil up some pasta salad. And I think we'll boil up some pasta salad. I don't know. Today. All right. Yeah. We're still waiting for the saute to go at it. Right now, we put it in 2 tablespoons of plant-based butter. And then I took about few spaghetti, broke it up, threw it in to saute it, and we're making it into rice pilaf, as you would know the phrase that everybody gives. So we're gonna saute it. Okay. All right, let me get a spoon. Okay. Man, I am running out of things to make for brunch. So, okay. All right, it's bubbling out, so we're going to stir it. We're going to saute the noodles. All right, Maud. All right. All right. Okay. So we got this cooking up. All right. And let me think here. We got white rice, the Carolina rice, the white rice. And as soon as this is all browned out, we're gonna throw it in, stir it up, and then add 2 cups of of vegetable broth, and then 1.5 cup of water. And then we're gonna let it cook up. Okay. It's been an incredible week. Well, last weekend was unbelievable. It really looked like a party out there, but then Monday rolled around, and then one thing happened to another. Aaron got arrested for no apparent reason. Of course, you know that. It's due because of OSA and that weird Sea Org member. Now you know that I know I'm repeating myself, but yeah. If that Sea Org member couldn't breathe, then why is he wearing that mask? That would be my question and everybody's logical question. Why keep that mask on? It's been some week. And yeah. So, and the only way we can get their tax exempt status revoked is by writing to the Congress and ask them how they would feel if we looked into hearings and getting Scientology's tax exemption revoked. So, okay. This is looking okay. And of course, they're not the only ones that do this. Now, it looks like Jehovah's Witnesses, it looks like they're following the rules really well, but the Mormons, as you know, uses their tax exempt status to take a trip to Hawaii, and they have a hotel down there and book suites. That's what they would normally use their tax exemption. Of course, Scientology is not the first one to do it. I did do my research. Let's see. Christian Science, yeah. They would abuse it looks like they abused their tax exempt status. But however, Jehovah's Witnesses really don't look like they are abusing their status, but they still are abusing their members. So, okay. Yeah, Scientology is not the first to do that. It's been like that for years. Of course, Scientology would put that issue into the spotlight. Okay. And yes, some place of worships don't know how to handle their tax exempt status. They don't know how to use their tax exempt status. Yes, it should be taken from them. Okay, we're gonna stir up. Okay. And this Monday, I'm going to bring you a story about Chase Bank and Scientology. Now, I am trying to get an animal rights story in there, but I can't find one. I did find a few, but I'm having a rough time finding more. And let's see. Yeah, I am trying to find more animal rights issues being connected to Scientology because they do abuse animals. They actually use rat poison in dog food. One member that Natalie interviewed got essayed and at the same time decapitated a little kitten's head. Yeah, that's right, a poor little thing's head. And yeah, they threatened her by using that cat. Now, animal rights activists out there, get out there on the picket line at the Blue Building, the Chicago org, the Texas org, and get there and start protesting for these rights of not just people, but these animals as well. Okay. All right. All right. And as you know, Chase Bank no longer does business with Scientology because when all the members of, or it might have been former members, who knows, they started asking for their money back, and then they figured out that they were into shady business tactics and discontinued their business, and they had the audacity to say that they're discriminating against them and their religion. First of all, they're not a religion. Second of all, they're not being discriminatory. They're conducting business. And if this turns out to be a bad business deal, then they have a right to kick them out. This has nothing to do with religion. Of course, that's their only line of defense. Okay. Thank you, one guy, for staying. All right. And I now got 171 views. Is this going to be 172? Okay. All right. All right. I turned it up a little bit. Let's see if. Now, once the noodles are brown, you pour the rice in and then stir it up. I was gonna make blueberry scones, but you know what? I didn't feel like it. I didn't really want to heat up the oven. And I could actually make a pasta salad tomorrow. All right. Okay. And then after I get this boiling, we are going to make a kefir. It's the best summer drink you can have. Some parts of the Middle East call it kefir, some call it in Iran. Some would actually call it a tam. It's made with yogurt and it's drinkable. Let's get this finished. Oh my God. All right. And it's the coolest summer drink you can ever have. All right. Okay. Okay. And oh my gosh. Now, what else is there? Now, guess what? We haven't seen Natalie for a while now, and she's been working, and hopefully she will come back to us. She does have an excellent show. Of course, all of you know that. And she's probably hanging out with her grandkids, maybe. And Club Brain Frog, as you know, had herself hurt. Well, it wasn't her fault. The sandwich board at the San Francisco org fell on her ankle and it bruised her up. Now, insult to injury, she was calling out to one of those Sea Org members to come out and get their sign, but they didn't come out and get the sign. They just let it there, lying. Of course, they wouldn't come out, so she went to the door, and she told them that the sign fell on her, and they had the audacity to get cocky with her. They just didn't care whether that sign fell on her or not. So the one guy got cocky and was being very mouthy, and the other one was being another female was getting mouthy with her and told her to have a nice day, which was very obnoxious. Everybody in that org was being so cocky they wouldn't even care that thing fell on her. So I did show a clip on my show last week. So pray for her or chant for her or whatever religion you're in, and give her your well wishes. Hope that she's getting better. Of course, I think it was 20 hours ago. It didn't stop her from going out and protest, and I say good for her. But yeah, and after she tried to get out there and get them to get the sign, they just left it. They didn't come out right away to get it. They just left it lying there, which was horrible. Somebody can come along, trip over it. Somebody can get hurt if somebody just lays it there. And yeah, they just do whatever they want. They even put their logo in the middle of a sidewalk. Did they get permission to do that? No, that's first of all, that's public property. They have no authority to put anything there. It's public property. The stairs going inside the org is private private property or so whatever it is considered theirs, not the public property. And they did that in Clearwater too. They took up a whole space on public property besides private property. They also went on to public property. Okay, here we go. And yeah, they just have the audacity to think they can just take over. Okay. Okay. All right. And yeah, give her well wishes. And yeah, it doesn't look like that it's stopping her from protesting. She just keeps on getting out there and getting out there. I say good for her. Am I going to protest You know what? Somewhere in the distant future, I will, but I just don't know when because I refuse to go there alone. And I did put an a comment on Facebook to see if I can get anyone to come out and protest with me, but no. And this is in the county that I live, on the other side of the county. But and plus where I am, there are not too many Scientologists. There are only about 13 of them here. That ain't much. And of course, you know, David Miscavige just keeps putting any number out there. Oh, we got 10 minutes. Oh, we got 12 minutes. No. If that was the case, there would have been more than 13 members. Now, 11 of them are in one town, and the other of them, let's see, and then 2 of them are in another. And it's a waste because it looks like they do have a building, but there are only about 2 members there. That was in 2018. But however, I'll check again and see if there's any more members. But so far as I know, there's only 13 of them here. All right, it's browning up. Okay. All right. It's almost there. Okay. All right. And what else is there? Ooh, you're off. Okay. Now, what else is there? Yeah, today I'm just going to cook rice. That's what I felt like cooking today. I didn't want to make any scones. I just didn't feel like it. All right. Stir this up. Nah, I don't want to be a big bore to anybody, but now, and Jenna and Aaron had an interesting conversation on Thursday. Now, they were discussing facts of the church having confessionals, and I gave my 2 cents. I quoted each and every word they said, and I gave my 2 cents. And I guess it must have been called a reaction video because that's what I was doing. I was giving my 2 cents in there. And it was a very interesting topic that they brought up. And I joined in, even though everybody in the it looks like everybody in the SPTV community is just ignoring me. But you know what? I don't know. I'm doing this because I am just having a good time doing this. And it's great. Okay. All right. We'll just say it's all browned up. This is what it's going to look like. All right. Now we're going to put in the rice. Now, I decided to use the white rice and not my brown rice because it really takes so long. It takes longer to cook. So I just decided to use the white rice. Okay. All right, we're going to stir it up. Yeah, I am trying to get myself on that directory, but it doesn't look like Buffer Squirrel wants to put me on. Now, nobody's going to know that I'm here if nobody puts me on that SP site. And is it fair? No, it isn't. All right, this is what it's looking like. All right. And then next week, I might prepare for a barbecue my church is having. And I don't know when they're having their barbecue, but I am going to bake. I think it's probably going to look like that. I might be, of course, everybody else is probably making, which is baklava. But I think I'm going to, let's see, bake my mother's Armenian shortbread recipe. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to put two cups of vegetable broth. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to put about 1.5 cups of water. All right, there we go. Now we're going to let this cook up, I think about 30 minutes, and it's going to boil up. All right. Now we're going to put this back in the refrigerator, and we're going to make a kefir. And it's the best summer drink that anyone can have during the summer. Hello. Okay. Now, all right. Now, I am going to use this see-through cup to show you how it's going to be made. All right, let me rinse this off. Okay. Now, it's going to look like it's going to be 1/2 cup of plain yogurt. All right. Oh, okay. I think this is, yeah, I think it's going to be 1/2 cup. Okay, we're going to put in half a cup of plain yogurt. And I bet all the animal rights activists saying, hey, how could you use cow yogurt? It's, of course, dairy made from a cow. Sorry about that, animal rights group. Just please don't take my... All right, there's nothing left in there, so I'll put the rest in here. All right, there. All right, I'm gonna just rinse this off. Hopefully there's more in there. All right, we're gonna put in a half a cup of peach. Oh boy, my rag fell. Okay. Yeah, there's a little left in there. I'm gonna put it in. All right, there. It's really filled up, so we're not gonna put that in. Yeah, I know everybody's not gonna be a vegetarian. I know that for sure, but I love being a vegetarian. All right. Now we're gonna mix this up. And if you mix both of them together, it's not going to have as much sugar in it. So I'm going to mix it up. And then we're going to put in, it looks like it's going to be, oh geez. Looks like it's about 1/3. Now, we're going to pour it in little by little. Oh, let me tell you about this one amazing story. My uncle, my aunt's husband, would take plain yogurt, put it in a glass, throw in a couple of ices in there, and just straight up had it plain. No flavor, which was an acquiring taste. So I'm going to put this in the sink. It was cute. Of course, I tried it. It was just too plain for me. So I'm like, oh, no way. And I took a speaking class when I went back to school, and we can't leave any gaps in. But guess what? I try not to fall under that category. Okay, there it is, the kefir. Put a little more in there. All right, there we go. All right. There it is, your kefir. All righty, so then we added about 3/4 of it in here. Now, I'm not very good at math, and I'm not a math person. There it is. Now, it's good if you want to have it on a diet, but just don't live on it. And, of course, me, I've been having a lot of fruit lately in the morning. All right. Now, This is an ideal summer drink. All right. All right. Now we've been on for about 45 minutes. Let's see here. Okay. Well, okay. That's all I have for you today, but it's been a good 45 minutes. So, and I got nothing else to talk about, and I'm definitely going to bring you more. Oh, there's 2 more of you guys. All right. Now let me go over the recipes. But number 2, guys, stay. I'll go over the recipes, okay? For the rice, for the rice, I put 2 tablespoons of plant-based butter. Let it melt. And then threw in little bits of the spaghetti in there to turn it into noodles. Mixed it up until it was golden brown. Then I threw in the white rice. Okay. And I put 2 cups of vegetable broth, 1.5 cup of water. Got all that down? Okay. And thank you for popping on. So we'll just put this in. And then for the kefir, we put in 1/2 cup of the plain yogurt. And then 1/2 cup of the peach yogurt. And then, since this isn't as big, I only put in 3/4 of a cup of water. And of course, this would be the ideal summer drink. All right. You want me to keep on going? Okay. I'm so excited that you 2 are there. So, and that's what I have for you. All right. Well, guess what? Thank you for coming on. So, hit the like, press subscribe in YouTube. I'll come back tomorrow for brunch, and I'll definitely have something great for you. So, press the like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for brunch.